All right, we're here with Dan from Roots. He's been training for a very short time, and we decided to grab him and kind of just like pick his brain on how he got here and why he's here. So, how long have you been training?
I've been training for exactly 1 month.
That's amazing. It's cool to see or hear people's perspective when they first started. What got you to be like, hey, I'm gonna try jiu-jitsu?
So I've always been like an MMA fan, UFC. I watch all the jiu-jitsu matches, CGI, Craig Jones, everyone. So, but it's just, like, you can be a fan, right? Be a fan watching UFC and MMA, but it's like, I don't know, just the urge. And I think it was Joe Rogan and Andy Bravo kind of pushed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm just gonna try it out.
Yeah, I was just like, let's go.
Okay. And how did you find Roots?
Yeah, so I actually started back in COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a trial class
Okay.
at a different gym, but it was COVID. My parents got sick, so I had to I had to stop.
That was a time where there were like maybe potentially things that like jiu-jitsu's not that important. Yeah.
So 4 years later this month, a friend hit me up on Instagram. He was like, "Oh, my uncle is opening up a jiu-jitsu gym.
Okay.
Roots." I was like, "Did you want to come?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go." And we're both white belts. We just started this month, and yeah, it was fun.
And you're just like, I'm just gonna show up.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you think about it so far?
Oh, besides it's cardio mess. Dude. I came from powerlifting. Like that's the only sport I did.
Okay.
And it's just way different.
Do you think? I mean, strength is always good. Do you think there was some carryover from powerlifting to jiu-jitsu?
You would think there would be. But I mean, I would get smashed by any side. That's the magic of jiu-jitsu, right? So like, I'm pretty small myself.
Okay.
So I don't think the strength carries over that much. It's all cardio, skill, technique. But that's why I'm attracted to it, right?
No.
Someone that's small, you can. It doesn't matter, right? It's like the jiu-jitsu is like the equalizer.
Yeah, and there's things you can do to kind of neutralize someone's strength or someone's speed or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's really cool. What do you do outside of jiu-jitsu besides? So you said powerlifting. Do you have any other hobbies?
Hobbies? I go to the gym regularly, like a standard gym goer, like weightlifting, calisthenics stuff. And like just work. I do like IT.
Okay.
IT work.
What kind of IT?
I work at the University of Hawaii, so I do like IT, like very general IT.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I think about 6 years now.
6 years? Mm-hmm. You enjoy it, or is it just like a job?
Just a job, really. And so this is like that thing to like spice up my life a little bit.
It's the escape and like, hey, I'm gonna come here and like make some friends and learn some cool techniques.
Yeah, that was a big aspect with jiu-jitsu. So in IT, I'm pretty much like at a desk all day. Very little like social interactions. So for me, it's like in jiu-jitsu, I can kind of like practice that social things.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's important, especially in the world we live in, where there's a lot of online stuff. There's a lot of you don't have to interact so much with people. Right. But like as human beings, we're kind of social creatures. Like we're made to interact with people. So going out and finding it sometimes has to be an extracurricular activity. I found in jiu-jitsu it was cool because our in common thing is we like to choke people and strangle people, but then like there's people that you would never talk to, never associate with. So the networking side of it was great for me. I got my job because somebody in the gym was like, "Hey, we're hiring," and I was like, "Hey, that's a cool job."
That's networking, right?
So I really enjoy the social aspect of jiu-jitsu.
Right, like even for me too. Just like 1 month in, I can feel myself getting a little better. Just being aware, like being in the environment.
Right.
Like I feel like it's gonna help me like move forward.
What's the most interesting career you found somebody in the gym so far?
Oh, yeah, the gym so far. I never really talked with like people's like professionals, like their professions yet in the gym. So it's only been a month, right? So like, hey, my name is Dan. Right?
That's cool. I highly suggest doing that. Like talk to people, stay after class. I know like sometimes people hang out, drink a beer or whatever. Like get to know people in the gym, because it's just good for life.
Right. Feels good.
It feels good. It does. Do you have any goals in jiu-jitsu with 1 month of training, or is it just like just show up and just kind of see what happens?
Yeah, I guess like day by day, right? Day by day.
I
don't know. I want to compete. I really do. So I went to my first. There was a competition yesterday.
Okay.
At high school, the Fuji Open.
Fuji Open. Okay.
That was my first jiu-jitsu competition I've ever went to like spectate. It's crazy. It's the kids are. So that I want to compete. I don't care. Like it's only been a month. I want to go to like the next available competition.
Okay.
And just go.
I highly recommend if you're thinking about it to go do it, and regardless of how the first one goes, do a second one.
Okay.
Because you don't really control everything that happens at it, and it's not the jiu-jitsu, it's like the mental, it's the nerves, it's managing everything. And the people that do it once and then they're like, oh, it went bad, or I didn't win, or like I didn't like the nerves. It's like everything you do in life,
That's how it is.
that's something new, you're gonna have a little bit of nerves. This is about as high pressure in a safe environment that you can have something. Like, wouldn't that be a cool skill to have?
I think it would,
like not even the
yeah.
jiu-jitsu side, that's still dealing with your nerve side.
Right, yeah.
So yeah.
No matter what, right? Win or lose, just get up from there. You know?
Yeah. Definitely. If you're thinking about it, sign up, commit to it, and whenever the second one comes, don't even think about it. Put it in for the second one.
We'll do that.
Yeah, cool. What have you found, or what do you enjoy the most about jiu-jitsu right now?
It's just the people. It really is. Yeah, like it's just the people, talking with the people, rolling. Even if we don't even talk during rolls, it's not. I don't know. It's just the social aspect. I don't know. You kind of learn a lot about a person when you roll with them. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing with me.
That's cool. That's very cool. So let's see. We talked about your hobbies. We talked about your job. Is there anything that you kind of want to talk about?
Oh shoot.
I got one.
Okay.
So you talk about CJI. You talked about Joe Rogan. Do you have a favorite grappler?
A favorite
or
grappler?
a favorite MMA artist?
So I watch a lot of UFC. So the biggest, my favorite UFC fighter at the time was Tony Ferguson.
Okay, he's excited. He's excited.
Who trained under Eddie Bravo, 10 Planet. So I don't know. Yeah, Tony Ferguson's a monster. He was crazy. He's kind of like
He's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but like he kind of got me into it. Like just the mentality, just like just keep pushing, and yeah.
That's cool. I think when he was kind of in that like peak of his career, like in his prime, like he was the boogeyman, right? Like no one wanted to fight him. Yeah, and, like he was throwing those like spinning elbows, and, like no one could tap him. And
ankle picks, right?
Yeah, right. Like who is this guy? Like where did this guy come? And it was so weird. And he kind of had a team, but he didn't. He was doing a lot of stuff like at his house. And I'm like, what did he had to know something different than us, right? It was like crazy.
That. It was like psycho.
I think like especially like when you're in a combat sport, you have to kind of have something a little different going on with you to really like hit those high levels.
Well, what would you? Do you have a favorite UFC fighter or MMA?
It really just depends on the time and the generation. I mean, like we're from Hawaii, right? Like back in the days, like you got all your local legends, but like BJ Penn was the all-time great, right?
Prodigy,
and then like we got guys. I mean, like Max still to this day, everyone was like Max was the guy, but like Yancey for a long time. I remember when like Russell Doan and Louis Smoker were there. Like I mean, it was just so cool seeing the local guys get up there and fight, and it's hard to not support local. Like these guys are in your backyard. I tell people when Max Holloway, when the Sun's Rush, when he was a little kid, Pokemon Go came out. And we would be walking around places catching Pokemon with Russia. Yeah. And my son was a little older, and we'd be walking around, and we're just talking, and like it was like, this is the coolest thing, because here you have, at the time he was like, champ, or he was fighting for the championships or whatever, and it's like, he's a superstar, and he's just walking around like,
he's just one of the boys.
No one bothered him at all. If we were anywhere else in the world, he would be mobbed with like people would be taking pictures, autographs, and no one bothered him. I was like, like Hawaii is such a cool place to have that.
Very unique, right?
I think we got a lot of guys coming up, especially like the Lee family. Like they're really exciting. And I saw so Christian Lee, obviously, like he's amazing. Angela, she wrapped up her career, but then like the younger brother, Adrian. I've been watching him. He's phenomenal.
He's still at in one, right?
Yeah. He's phenomenal. He did a Naga local tournament, and seeing him live was like, wow, like he is
slick,
phenomenal. When it comes to your jiu-jitsu athletes, we have a lot. We have a lot of up-and-coming athletes that are really good. So especially we have two women, Mana Newman and Tashaya Alo. The whole Alo family. Tashaya has really been putting it together. So I really like watching both of them. They're both very exciting. And it's cool to see like we have different demographics of people, big guys, small guys, like like Mana's a gi guard player and Tashaya's like a bigger wrestler, and it's cool to see all of it. So anyone that's not following the local scene, I'm like, hey, learn about our local athletes. It's really easy to support them because they're local athletes, but we got people that are on a world stage that are having a lot of success.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So I would suggest checking those out.
Right.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
I don't know.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All right. We'll check up with you in like a year and see where you're at in your journey. I think it'll be cool to we like to follow up with people.
That'd be cool, yeah.
And then
like a little time
you
capsule.
you can see your progression, and it's just a cool thing to document, a cool thing to see and have as a resource later.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Dan.
Don't quit, Dan.
Don't quit. Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.